What is up, ladies and gentlemen? I'm Laughing Coyote, and today I'm going to talk about Babar Azam, the special one, and I'll explain why I call him the special one in this video. By the way, if you are interested in videos such as these, I have a couple of videos already up on the channel. I've got one about Mohammad Rizwan, one about Rishabh Pant, and one about comparing the two giants from India, Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma. So if you're interested in those videos, check them out. Back to Babar Azam. So let's keep the tradition going. We'll start off with his date of birth. Born on October 15th. Wow, that is the same day I was born, by the way. October 15th in 1994, which makes him 26 years old in Lahore, Punjab in Pakistan. Babar Azam debuted first in ODI, and it was in 2015, so he was 20 years old because it was on the 31st of May against Zimbabwe in 2015. That makes him 20 years old. He debuted second on the T20 international front, which was a year later in 2016, 7th September versus England. And just a month after that, he debuted on the test level as well against West Indies, 13th of October 2016 as well. So his professional international career started at the age of 20 to 21, which is quite late, considering in Pakistan, 16-year-olds are getting a chance to play. Now, why do I call him the special one? Well, for that, we need to take a look at his stats and then some of the records that he's made over the years for Pakistan with the bat. See, first off, he comes from a country known as the land of pacers, right? When you speak about Pakistan, you think of Shoaib Akhtar, you think of Waqar Younis, you think of Imran Khan, you think of Sarfaraz Nawaz, you think of Wasim Akram, right? You do not think of Inzamam, you do not think of Mohammad Yusuf, you do not think of Yunus Khan or Zahir Abbas or Javed Miadad. Even though all of those guys were incredible batsmen, you don't really think about those guys, do you? You think about the Saeed Ajmals, the Shahid Afridis, you think about the players with flair. The technical ones, the classy ones, are not really remembered all that well, in Pakistan at least. I can tell you myself, being from Peshawar, Pakistan, growing up, my idol was Waqar Younis and Shoaib Akhtar. Obviously, the great Imran Khan as well. A lot of people left-armers in the streets, my friends who I played with, they idolized Wasim Akram. A lot of people liked Umar Gul, Muhammad Asif, Muhammad Amir. Currently, even Shaheen, you'll find many fans in Pakistan loving Shaheen, but very few talk about the batsman. And that's why I think he's a special one. He's the odd one out, and that is also why I think he is more important than Shaheen at the moment. Let's go in a bit of detail. So, spoke about stats earlier. Let's take a look at his test stats first. So, in tests, he has 57 innings, and in those 57 innings, he has scored 2,167 runs with a high score of 143, averaging 44.22 with 16 50s and 500s. Strike rate of 56.5, and then again, it's a test format, so the strike rate doesn't really matter. Pretty impressive though for a young player like that who's only been playing for what, 5 to 6 years now. We'll move on to his ODI career. He has played 78 innings, 3,808 runs, 125 is his high score, and he's averaging 56.83. That is a ridiculously high average. 17 50s and 13 hundreds. Now there's something very special about that average as well as the amount of hundreds he has, and I'll talk about that after I talk about his T20 stats as well. Oh, and his strike rate is 88.7 in ODIs. In T20 internationals, he's played 48 innings, have scored 1,916 runs, 122 high score, 49.12 average, 17 50s, and finally he got his 100 as well against South Africa in the third T20, and he did all of that at a strike rate of 132, which is very, very impressive from a number 3 batsman from Pakistan in particular. Pakistan not really known for their batting, like I mentioned previously, known as the land of pacers. Bowling has always been our main weapon. I mentioned his average, also his 1300s. Well, that's important because he's the fastest batsman ever in the world, not just from Pakistan, in the world, to get 1300s in just 76 innings, beating Hashim Amla, who was holding the previous record, and I think he did it in 83 innings. This guy did it in 76 innings. He has the third highest average in ODI in the world at the moment with that 56 average. That's why I said that's such a special average. Third highest in the world. Also in ODIs, he's number 1 in the ICC ranking right now, and he has been in the top 5 in ODI since 2017, only the second year since he started his ODI career. So from the very get-go, this guy has been nothing but special. He also has the second most consecutive hundreds in the ODIs. He has the third most hundreds in one series, 300s, in ODI that is. And also in ODIs, he's the third fastest to get to 1,000 runs, second fastest to get to 2,000, and then again third fastest to get to 3,000 ODI runs. In T20 internationals, he has the third highest average at the moment. That's an average of 49.12. He also has 100 in each of the 3 formats: Test, ODI, and T20 International. Only the third Pakistani ever to get that achievement as well, after Ahmad Shehzad and Mohammad Rizwan. He's third in the T20 International rankings, but previously he was number 1 in the T20 International rankings according to the ICC, and he was number 1 for 3 years in a row, 2018, 2019, and 2020. All 3 years consecutively, he was number 1 in T20 International batting rankings. He's got the second most Player of the Series awards in the world as well. He's 6th ranked in ICC rankings in Test. His highest ever in Test is 5th. On top of everything that I have mentioned already, he's the captain of Central Punjab, captain of the Pakistan national squad, obviously on all 3 formats. And on top of all of that, he's got the classiest cover drive in modern cricket. Panty dropping good. He's got a promising career, to say the least. Like I said, it used to be that kids on the street, including myself, we idolized these great pacers that Pakistan have had before in the past, like Imran Khan, like Sarfaraz Nawaz, like Shoaib Akhtar, like Waqar Yunus, like Wasim Akram, and the list just continues, and it will keep on continuing, because there's a reason Pakistan is known as the land of pacers. There's a saying that if you turn a rock in Pakistan, under that rock you'll find a pace bowler. There's a lot of us, basically. I myself am a pace bowler, as well as my brother and all my uncles and pretty much everyone who plays cricket in my family and my friends circle. I don't know one person in my life that is from Pakistan who doesn't bowl pace. So how does someone like Babar Azam come out of a country which is just booming with pacers? That's why I call him the special one. He's the odd one out, and I think he's more important than some of the pacers we have. Reason being because he's changing the whole dynamic in Pakistan. Nowadays, if you ask Pakistani fans who's their favorite player, a majority of the people will name Babar Azam, which is something very different from what they would have said 10 years ago. 10 years ago, almost every person would have named a pace bowler. Now, most of the fans say Babar Azam a batsman, which means Babar Azam is paving the road for future generation batsmen in Pakistan. Pakistan have always lacked in their batting department. If you go back all the way to the first game Pakistan ever played, you'll find that the reason Pakistan have always lost a match is their batting, always, and never their bowling. The reason Pakistan have always won their matches were bowling, and that's slowly changing now. It's becoming more balanced, and it is obviously not just because of Babar Azam, like I mentioned Inzamam ul-Haq, mentioned Muhammad Yusuf, Yunus Khan, Javed Miandad before that, and many more. So all of those people have been working towards someone like Babar Azam, someone as classy and as talented as Babar Azam, to come forward at a young age, lead the team, and change the perspective that people around the world and even in Pakistan have about Pakistan, which is Pakistan is not a great batting country. I mean, even the last T20 that Pakistan played against South Africa, our bowling was very poor and our batting was the reason we won. Babar Azam and Mohammad Rizwan led from the front and finished the game off, chased over 200 runs in T20. That is unheard of when it comes to Pakistan cricket team, and that is why he is the special one. That's my short little video about Babar Azam and why he is so important to Pakistan cricket and why he is the special one. So let me know, what do you think about this guy? A lot of people are comparing him to Virat Kohli. I think the way he's going at the moment, in about 5 to 6 years, yeah, we'll be able to properly tell whether he is up there with Virat. I think at the moment it's a bit too early. Like I said, he's only been playing cricket, international cricket, for about 6 years. He's only 26 years old. He's got a lot of time still to develop himself. I mean, he's already got a damn impressive career, but he has still some time. I think it's a bit too early to compare him with someone like Virat Kohli, who's 32 years old and has played way more games than Babar Azam. But yeah, he's definitely on his way to greatness and definitely on his way to to being remembered as one of the greatest from Pakistan. And definitely, I think in the future, kids will idolize Babar Azam, just like I did Waqar Younis. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, do drop a like, subscribe, check out my other channels as well. Links will be in the description down below. Also, follow me on social medias, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, have a nice